Happy Sat Stacking Saturday. Welcome to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'm going to be sharing 3 key Bitcoin price metrics pointing to new all-time highs this year in 2024. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin mining difficulty surpassing 80 trillion ahead of the Bitcoin halving scheduled to take place in 59 more days. We'll also be discussing Coinbase vaults beyond 1 million BTC with their stash now valued at over $52 billion. We'll also be discussing, will Bitcoin reach 6 digits here soon? Coming up, we'll be discussing this as well as $150,000 Bitcoin price incoming, predicts hedge fund veteran Mark Yusko. I'll be sharing his timeline, as well as Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital doubles down on his Bitcoin prediction, says 170,000 per Bitcoin is conservative, and shares why. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Gifted memberships, let's go. Appreciate you guys. What? Loosh Sky just gifted 50 memberships. That's like unheard of. This is a first. I didn't even know that was a possibility. Congratulations, everyone who just got blessed. Melanie 420X, Robert Johnson, Orthodox, Trav, Yasser, Josh, David, Ronan. Whoa, this is crazy. SV. I can't believe 50 memberships just got gifted, man. Congratulations, everyone who just became a member, and shout out to, I don't know if it's Lock Sky or Loosh Sky, but you're incredible. You're a legend. Much respect. I don't know if I should shout out 50 people, but oh my God, that's incredible. Lots of ones, memberships being gifted left and right. Is it Christmas? February 17th? What's going on? How incredible, man. Pump the likes to pump the stream. 50 people just got hooked up. There's 225 people on the stream. 50 of you just got blessed with memberships. That's pretty remarkable. Pretty freaking remarkable. Legend, 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 legend. So welcome everyone who's just becoming a member. Oh my God. Gem, Gregor. A lot of you ones. I'm telling you, I told you, we dominate the whole coin scene. 1-1, Gerardo 1, Greer 1. Legend. Christmas comes early at Crypto News Alerts. Pump it up.
Look, pump it up if your game went long. When the dip hit, you just stayed like King Kong.
Boom. Shout out Little Bubble, loving the new jam. But anyways, fam, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also important to hit the like button and help pump the stream, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Today is pod episode number 1554. I'm your host, JV, and it's February 17th, 2024. There was just 50 memberships gifted on the channel. That's right. So shout out to Lock Sky. That's unprecedented. We've never had anyone give in one single click 50 memberships. So that's why you see the screen blowing up. You become a member. That's 50 MicroStrategy paid memberships of the channel. So make some noise for that. That's pretty remarkable. And congratulations to each and every one of you, new members here of the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Greatly appreciate it. Happy Sat Stacking Saturday as well. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You should be able to see here Coin 360 on your screen. Bitcoin currently at 51,500. We pull back a little, but making a comeback. And you know, when I go live, markets pump. So let's go. We also have Ether hovering just shy of 2,800, while BNB, XRP, Solana, and Cardano all pulling back and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 1.92 trillion with 64 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance is 52.4%, with the Ether dominance at 17.2%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we have Arweave up 15%, trading above 13 bucks, followed by Kaspa up 11.5%, followed by Sia Coin up almost 10%, trading at 1.4 cents. Below that, we have Filecoin, Injective, Render to the Graph, Flare, and Chainlink. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on during this bull run? Let me know in the live chat. And in between stories, I'll be reading these comments out loud and checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. Many of the alts are correcting back in the red, but we still got a handful of respectable gainers, including COS, AR, Filecoin, and GRT. Shout out to Larry Yo. Greatly appreciate the super, and thank you for supporting the movement. love and light. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're back in extreme greed, 76. The highest we have seen this in the past couple of years was 79 a few days back. Yesterday, 72. Last week, 74. And last month, a 63 in greed. And checking out the Bitcoin halving countdown clock, we only have 59 days left until the halving, scheduled to take place on April 17th. 2024. That's roughly 2 months out, family. Game time. Now, let me know where you feel the Bitcoin price action is likely to take us leading into the halving. Do you think we'll potentially tap price discovery, which means new all-time highs, another 17,000-ish from here? Do you think we'll maintain in the 50 to 60 range? Let me know your thoughts. So yeah, here's the latest, family. The headline reads 3 key Bitcoin price metrics which point to new all-time highs this year in 2024. That's right. As Bitcoin rallied above 50 G's, baby, its market cap crossed that 1 trillion milestone, rising to 1.02 trillion February 16th, reflecting a 118% increase over the past 12 months. Check out that Bitcoin market cap chart. Through the roof. Send it. The growth has been accompanied by a 110% leap in the price of Bitcoin over the same period. So not only is the market cap growing, but obviously the Bitcoin price action. Many traders believe that a key factor in the Bitcoin price action is the upcoming halving event, which is now 59 days away. Bitcoin's price action tends to follow a certain cyclical pattern, which analysts paint parallels between these historical patterns and the current price trajectory. This points to a possible bull cycle similar to those witnessed in the past. Likewise, Bitcoin's historical bull run appears to follow the 4-year cycles, which often are triggered by halving events, which reduce the rate of the Bitcoin issuance. The next halving is set to take place April 17th at this time, when the number of the Bitcoin rewards issued to the miners per block will be reduced from 6.25 BTC to 3.125. Data shows the halving has been a positive factor for the price of Bitcoin, and the bull runs can begin months before the event, as is being witnessed right now in real time, and continue until the Bitcoin price hits price discovery mode, which means new all-time high. Now, Rec Capital explains the 5 phases of the Bitcoin halving, with the parabolic uptrend as the final phase, where Bitcoin price grows exponentially, reaching new all-time highs, as outlined here in the chart with the 5 phases of the Bitcoin halving. Now, similar sentiment was shared by independent investor Lady of Crypto, who projects that Bitcoin's parabolic uptrend will take 7 to 8 months after the halving, with Bitcoin breaking all-time highs in November of this year. Quoting her here, all-time high in the last 2 cycles, Bitcoin broke its all-time high 7 and 8 months after the halving. The ETF has so far not propelled Bitcoin to 100,000 overnight, as many assumed. I think that, like the last 2 times, it'll be 7 to 8 months. So November 2024. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that analysis. An investment manager at Cane Island, Timothy Peterson, shared the following: Bitcoin will hit 100,000 by August. Here's what he shared on X. Yesterday, Bitcoin hit almost exactly 100% gain in 180 days. That has happened 41 times since 2015. Bitcoin went higher 78% of that time. The average return for the next 180 days was also 100%. And as of today, and based on historical data, there is a 50% chance that Bitcoin, and let me open this thread up so I can finish this analysis for you. 1 second. There's a 50% chance that Bitcoin will hit $100,000 by August. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. Now let's discuss the capital continuing to flow into the spot Bitcoin ETFs at unprecedented levels. Capital inflows into spot Bitcoin ETFs continue to gain momentum. Data from the far side investors shows a total of $4.5 billion have come into the Bitcoin ETFs in just over a month since they began trading on January 11th. Now, while the outflows from GBTC were larger than the total inflows into the new ETFs at the beginning, the situation has changed, with BlackRock's IBIT recording one of the most successful ETF launches in history, surpassing 100,000 Bitcoin in assets under management as of February 13th. So demand for the Bitcoin ETFs accelerated this week, recording an average of 450 million of inflows per day. February 16th saw all spot Bitcoin ETF assets under management come to 258,770 Bitcoin, worth 13.4 billion at these current rates. That's incredible. Can you project a year from now how many millions of Bitcoin these ETFs will have in custody via Coinbase custodians and whoever is custodying their Bitcoin. That's crazy. And later we're going to be discussing Coinbase now has over 1 million Bitcoin in their possession as a result of these ETFs being launched. So as the Bitcoin archive shares here, Justin, the 9 Bitcoin ETFs now hold 258,000 Bitcoin in total, buying an average at 10,000 Bitcoin per day. Can you say supply shock, family? This is about 11x the daily issuance from the block reward. The daily number of Bitcoin acquired by the ETF net of GPTC inflows are outlined here in this chart. So yeah, they're not going to be able to keep scooping up Bitcoins at this rate without the price going parabolic. Family, can you see it coming? Let me know. Now, quoting Dickinson, this adoption signals the maturity of the sector, solidifying Bitcoin as an asset class similar to gold. With the halving coming up in April, it's increasingly likely that we are starting to see signs of a bullish market. Now let's discuss Bitcoin's technical setup, reflecting Bitcoin's bullish potential. Bitcoin's price chart formed a rounded bottom chart pattern on the weekly chart. Buyers have possibly set their target on the neckline of the governing chart pattern of 69,000, which is the current all-time high. We hit back on November 10th of 2021. A weekly candlestick close above this level would confirm a bullish breakout from the rounded bottom formation, ushering Bitcoin into price discovery. Send it and let's get it. And speaking about pumping up the price action to price discovery.
Can't short your dork, we can't afford that.
You can't short your dork. We can't afford that.
With the pump that come, we should have bought that, yeah.
With the pump that comes, you should have bought that. Shout out to Little Bubble. That's his new Pump It Up track. The RSI for Bitcoin has moved into the overbought zone, edging close to the 80-point mark and reinforcing the bull's dominance in the market. Now, the exponential moving averages also produced a bullish cross on the weekly chart. This happened in early January when the 100-week EMA crossed above the 200-week EMA. Now, quoting Askel, this trader, the upper boundary of the trend channel, Bitcoin to break that, and we rally to 65,000. Can you see 65,000 here incoming anytime soon? Let me know, family. Now, here's an interesting post from, actually, it's right here from Kiwi. 1.37 million Bitcoin left to mine over the next 116 years. Let that sink in. ETFs are smashing 10,000 biddies a day. That's only 137 days of current purchasing rates to eat the next 116 years worth of production, having 59 days, 450 new coins mined per day. However, some miners aren't just not selling their newly minted coins, they're buying more coins using their fiat reserves. Shout out to Casey Gates for being a badass. Appreciate the super. And that's your 20th one ever sent. You the man. Incoming supply shock inevitable. Add FOMO from high net worth individuals, family offices, company treasuries, pension funds, state treasuries, nation states, billionaires, sovereign wealth funds, and you're selling at $52,000. Powerful post right there. So shout out to Kiwi and shout out to everyone in that live chat. Casey just gifted 10 memberships. Good Lord. Now Casey single-handedly, I'm going to guess and speculate, has gifted 200 memberships all by himself. Probably the most giving. It's incredible. Just gifted 10 more memberships. Daddy-O, welcome. Jack, the Everlasting Bliss, Bori, Sat Stacker, Jersey Videos, My Crypto Space UK, YBX, Skippin' Stones, Crypto Sun, and all of y'all. You've just been blessed with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel on behalf of Casey Gates. That's now close to 70 memberships already gifted on today's podcast. But anyways, fam, let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss what's popping over here. Bitcoin mining difficulty surpasses 80 trillion ahead of the halving. That's right, check it. Bitcoin mining difficulty, which measures how difficult it is to solve the complex cryptographic puzzles used in the mining process, passed 80 trillion on Friday, yesterday, the 16th. The network's hash rate, which measures the total computational power used by miners, reached 562 exahashes per second, and the mining difficulty hit a record 81 trillion, according to Bitcoin.com. Bitcoin mining difficulty has steadily risen since January 2023 and is expected to reach a whopping 100 trillion in the next few months. Send it. So I'm predicting 100 trillion at a new all-time high price discovery. Let's go. In Bitcoin's proof-of-work consensus mechanism, the higher difficulty means the miners require more computational power and energy to find the correct hash. Yes, please. In the last year, Bitcoin's difficulty level has more than doubled, continues going parabolic, and as they say, price follows the hash rate. Now, as its automated readjustment on February 15th, the Bitcoin mining difficulty was due to increase by an estimated 6%. And according to data from Bitcoin.com or BTC.com, if it comes to pass, it will make the difficulty to new all-time highs above 80 trillion for the first time. Now, Bitcoin stuck to 52,000 yesterday, Feb 16th, on the Wall Street Open as the U.S. macro data exceeded expectations. Now, data from TradingView showed stagnant Bitcoin price action into the week's last TradeFi trading session. Bitcoin mining rewards, as we know, are about to get cut in half in literally 59 days, family. And with the massive buying volume of the ETFs, we're going to have a supply shock and a demand shock. It's going to be lit. I'm telling you. Bitcoin's rewards will decrease from 6.25 Bitcoin to 3.125, as I pointed out a little earlier. This change might result in a lower hash rate, as less efficient miners can find it challenging to cover their costs to take their mining rigs offline. However, in the opposite side of that coin, Bitcoin price goes parabolic and the miners will be just fine, in my opinion. A reduced hash rate is likely to cause a decrease in the Bitcoin mining difficulty as the network aims to keep a steady block production every 10 minutes. And according to Galaxy Digital Analysts, as much as 20% of Bitcoin's current hash rate could go offline after the Bitcoin halving and leave only the most efficient mining rigs standing. So there you have it. Family, let me know your thoughts leading up to this halving right around the corner. What are your thoughts on the price action, the mining difficulty, and all that great stuff? So let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the latest with Coinbase, now accumulating over 1 million Bitcoin valued at a whopping $52 billion. That's right. As of now, Coinbase boasts a holding exceeding 1 million BTC, almost as much as Satoshi, family, as per data gleaned from Arkham, showcasing an inventory of approximately 1 million Bitcoin, valued at 52 billion at the current Bitcoin prices. This vast collection is second perhaps to only the rumored assets of Satoshi, or it could even be on par. Bitcoin.com news had earlier highlighted that the firm's approach to this landmark, noting on January 28th, the exchange had 994,981 BTC on hand. And as you know, they are the custodian of BlackRock and many of these ETFs, hence why they're accumulating like madmen right now. Known for being among the top exchanges globally, that's right, number one in the US, Coinbase also serves as the custodian for 7 of the 10 newly introduced spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US, including the significant Bitcoin reserves of Grayscale and BlackRock. The company's Bitcoin assets are also dispersed across numerous Bitcoin addresses. For example, the Coinbase Prime wallet, identified by Arkham, houses 5,300 Bitcoin, presumably used for spot trading activities on the exchange. The Bitcoin assets held by the San Francisco-based firm significantly eclipsed those of its rivals, including Binance with a formidable cachet of 647,000 BTC, worth $33.6 billion. Binance leads with the largest Bitcoin cold wallet containing 248,000 BTC, while Bitfinex's cold wallet holds the second largest amount held by a single address with 204,000 BTC. That's just crazy to think one address holding like 250,000 Bitcoin. Like it ain't no thing. Robinhood is reported to own approximately 131,000 Bitcoin, valued at 6.8 billion. And aside from Binance, none rival the Bitcoin reserves over at Coinbase. The substantial Bitcoin reserves under Coinbase's care places a hefty responsibility on its shoulders. The company is tasked with safeguarding the vast array of retail investors who trust the platform with the leading crypto asset, securing the Bitcoin for traders active in its spot market, and ensuring the protection of substantial amounts held by institutional clients as well as Bitcoin trusts like GBTC. This responsibility is critical as crypto exchanges and their clientele, supreme clientele, are frequent targets of nefarious elements. Facts. Honeypots, ultimately for hackers. As the custodian of an unparalleled Bitcoin reserve, Coinbase is forced to navigate the complexities of crypto stewardship. So there you have it. What are your thoughts with having as much as 200 or 250,000 Bitcoin on a single wallet address? I think that's a little crazy, but nonetheless, do you think it's forever secure? Do you think there's any way fathomable that hackers can see that honeypot and be like, yo, we got to figure and hack hack this mofo. What are your thoughts, family? But anyways, fam, let's dive into our next story of the day. We discussed the latest with Coinbase. Now let's discuss Bitcoin hitting six figures, because the next three stories is six-figure Bitcoin, 150,000 Bitcoin, and 170,000 Bitcoin months after the halving. And that's a conservative prediction from the mooch, Anthony Scaramucci. And then we'll dive into our live Q&A. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. We've had roughly 80 memberships already gifted on the stream. We're not even halfway done, as it's a 2-hour show. Anyways, a widely followed crypto analyst is taking a deep dive into the Bitcoin market rally, laying out his expectations for BTC. In a lengthy post, we have trader Mikhail Van de Popp attempting to answer the following questions on X. Bitcoin rallies to 50,000 and higher. Are we going to see 100,000 in the next few months? Now, according to Van de Popp, Bitcoin's activity over the next month is the ultimate question, with net inflows into Bitcoin reaching over $2 billion in the past week. Quoting him here, the price of Bitcoin has been accelerating. Prior to the ETF, a rally from 25 to 49,000 has been taking place. Since then, the sentiment quickly shifted towards an ultra-negative sentiment, indicating the markets had to go down to 30,000 due to the outflow of Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. However, markets reversed from 39,000, indicating massive interest in the Bitcoin spot ETF, resulting in a peak of 53,000 and a constant inflow. What does that mean to us? The analyst attempts to answer the question in three parts. First, he argues that the sentiment is a flawed indicator in market analysis, citing recent instances such as aggregated optimism before the Bitcoin ETF approval, which led to the correction. And despite the market strength, emotions can distort perceptions, leading to misguided trading decisions, as seen in exaggerated reactions to the Bitcoin price fluctuations, as well as the GBTC outflows, underscoring emotions' negative impact on investing, according to the analyst. Secondly, he recommends waiting for a 20 to 40% correction from the current prices before jumping into the Bitcoin markets. And finally, the trader cut straight to the chase, quoting him again. What are the expectations? Honestly, I think the moment that macroeconomic events are slightly negative, it would suggest that we are going to see a correction. This can also be the case where the inflow is decreasing or any other factor, leading to a switch in sentiment and therefore a substantial correction. Those corrections with the current sentiment are going to be swift. It is reasonable to suspect that the markets are peaking between 53 and 58,000 and are getting a 20 to 40% correction from there. Now, whether it's going to be in the coming weeks or whether it's in March, I don't know. What I do know is that the markets are moving organic and do have those corrections despite the overall sentiment. So there you have it, family. What are your thoughts on a six-figure Bitcoin coming sooner than later? And what are your thoughts about eclipsing 58,000 very soon, potentially here in the month of February, or if not March, leading into the April halving? Holla at your boy. But anyways, let's dive into our next story of the day. And now let's discuss $150,000 target. We're going to get more and more bullish as the show goes on. This is according to the hedge fund veteran, Mark Yusko. Shout out Mark Yusko of Morgan Creek Capital. He says the Bitcoin bull market just getting started. Preach. Now, he was recently interviewed by the Wolf of All Streets, Scott Melker, and says the Bitcoin can hit the six-figure price by mid-next year, a figure he notes will double Bitcoin's fair value. And I think I shared yesterday, Max Kaiser says Bitcoin's fair value, I believe, $400,000 right now. Let me know your thoughts on that. That was actually the headline in yesterday's show. Now, according to Yusko, the fair value of Bitcoin is estimated based on its network effects or the number of Bitcoin users and miners. Quoting him here, it is possible the Bitcoin's fair value only goes to 75 or 80,000 for this bull cycle. Let's just say 75,000. So then the investors have been buying all this time up to the fair value. Now we have new people, we have traders, we have speculators, because the hedgers are selling and the gamblers haven't even shown up yet. Once they show up and once the leverage starts, then we go right through the fair value, right past 75,000. So in history, we go 2.3x. I don't think we'll go 2.3 times this cycle because I think there's less leverage. I think we go 2x fair value. That's $150,000 per coin. So sometime between Thanksgiving this year and June of the following year, that's when we'll see the all-time high. The hedge fund veteran, however, says the Bitcoin and other crypto assets are likely to undergo a severe correction between now and the new all-time high. For BTC, as he shares here, we haven't even gotten to crypto fall. That doesn't happen till June. The halving is still yet to come, and we have one more. Let's call it SpaceX-like explosion that was planned after the Ides of March before tax season this year. There's one more selling wave that's a coming. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with his 150,000 price prediction. To watch the interview he did on the Wolf of Wall Street's pod with Scott Melker, check the show notes below the video in the description. Quick shout out to Ashot, just gifted or actually sent a super, so appreciate that. He said, thanks for everything that you do. How many Bitcoins to be billionaire level in 10 years? Will it take 10? Will it take 100? Will it take 1,000? That's actually a brilliant question. I'm glad you asked, and thanks for supporting us with the super. I want you guys to help me answer this question. So now, let's dive in to our featured story of the day. Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital doubles down on his Bitcoin price prediction and says that $170,000 is not only conservative, but we can hit this within months after the halving. And as you guys know, the halving is scheduled to take place in 59 more days. So pump the likes to pump the stream, and let's freaking go. That's right. Skybridge Capital founder, The Mooch, is doubling down on his conservative six-figure price prediction for the King Crypto. In a new interview with Bloomberg Television, the hedge fund veteran says he continues to believe that Bitcoin could hit a cycle top of at least $170,000 months after the halving event in April, which cuts the miners' rewards in half. And in fact, I've even shared this prediction numerous times on the show. He says we could even hit 400,000 as this cycle peak. So what are your thoughts on that? Quoting the Mooch here. So this could run up because there is a lot of momentum right now. You guys are seeing that the network is only producing 900 coins per day. And you know, you'll got 12 times that demand of that right now, which is why you're seeing the price squeeze to the upside. So I'm going to stick with that price prediction only because I think it is conservative based on where we are right now. Let me know if you agree. Do you think $170,000 per Bitcoin months after the halving is conservative? And he makes a good point. He's referring to the ETF demand in the market from the BlackRock and the asset managers purchasing up 12 times the daily supply. And the Bitcoin halving is going to cut that daily issuance in half from the miners, and we're going to have roughly 24 to 25x the demand versus the supply, and we will continue to rise. Now, Scaramucci says his prediction is based on Bitcoin's historical price pattern, which shows Bitcoin tends to move 4x to a cycle top from its value at the time of the halving event. Now, someone run the math. What's 4x from 50,000? 200 G's, baby. Send it. And what's 4x from the high we hit back in November of 2021? 69,000 times 4. Someone run the math, put it in the chat. I guess that's 138,000 times 2. So we're, big numbers, family. Anyways, he shares here. There's a technical analysis that you can do over the past 14 years. The price at the time of the halving, if you multiply that by 4, that is typically where Bitcoin has run to in that cycle. And so I was just using a 50,000-ish number for April. Now, Scaramucci also predicts that the US SEC will not approve various applications to launch the spot Ethereum ETFs in May, forcing a lawsuit. Quoting him here, I think the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, decided that the powers that be politically in the elite don't like crypto. Preach. They don't like the energy around Bitcoin. Preach. And I don't think they want an ETF for Ethereum. And so that decision, I think, gets pushed. I think it causes another lawsuit. Let me know your thoughts on that. We know earlier Larry Fink, aka Lawrence Fink, the CEO of the most powerful company in the world, BlackRock, said they're going to be going after Ethereum. Ultimately, they believe the Ethereum ETF will get approved, and they've already submitted their apps. Hence why many people are anticipating the Ethereum ETF this year. However, Scaramucci says they're likely going to deny it and there will be some lawsuit. What are your thoughts? He'll likely lose that lawsuit. Then you're coming up against the election. And so then the real question is, will Mr. Gensler in a new Joe Biden administration, will he be the SEC chairman? We all hope not. My guess is he probably won't be at that point. Now, if you think Gary needs to get fired or replaced sooner than later, put a 1 family in that live chat. I want to see. Now, if you want to watch this interview that Scaramucci just recently did, doubling down on his Bitcoin price forecast of 170,000 conservatively months after the halving, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of months. Check the show notes below the video in the description and let me know your thoughts if you feel we're likely to hit this target of 170,000 and climb as high as 400,000 for the cycle peak. And when do you feel the cycle peak will occur? JV's prediction, 2025, because that's what history has shown us the year preceding the halving. We hit the all-time high.